Okay. Okay.
Yeah, good morning. ඒ කවුද? එයාද?
සිංහල කට්ටියක් නෑනේ. සිංහල නෙවෙයි. Boon.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. She has more to leave, eh? Very good.
Okay.
Why? Inoka. Lima clear that, you know.
Okay. We can start.
Okay, let us begin. Okay, let us start with the metta practice. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere. Neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hate or resentment, whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. With this metta in mind, let us start our meditation practice. We have been repeating instructions. Every day we practice, and even though it is sort of redundant, and yet everything in life is redundant, including our breathing, and everything else is repeating again and again. Therefore, metta practice also should be repetitive. So let us begin with our metta. We just started, and then try to focus the mind on the breathing. When we inhale, we notice the breath touching the rims of our nostrils or tip of the nose, and then breath goes into our lungs, expanding lungs and expanding lower abdomen. We just notice them without verbalizing or conceptualizing. As we breathe in, this will definitely happen. As we breathe out, our lower abdomen contracts, chest area contracts, the breath leaves our nostrils. So, and we notice that. And then, as we keep focusing our mind on this repetition, our breath becomes subtler and subtler and subtler. As breath becomes subtler, the body becomes also quiet, calm, relaxed. The mind becomes calm, quiet and relaxed. At this state, we see things arising and passing away. When something passes away, it never repeats itself again. Always something new arises. So what is gone forever. When we see this reality, we let go of our greed, clinging, craving for anything. That is an impediment or hindrance that bothers and blocks our progress. And then the body and mind relax further. Then rigidity, uptightness, resentment or anger fades away, bringing the feeling of metta in full force and experiencing that we keep breathing in and out. And then it is possible for restlessness and worry to arise or sleepiness and drowsiness can arise. When sleepiness and drowsiness arises, we must remind ourselves that we have been sleeping one half of our life, so it does not bring us an iota of new insight. We can become even more dull and more ignorant. We must think like that and pick up our energy, perseverance, and make effort to overcome the sleepiness and drowsiness. When this is gone, restlessness and worry, just the opposite of sleepiness and drowsiness, can arise. So we see this restlessness as also another impediment, obstructions to our progress, and this does not bring us new insight. So we let the mind and body be settled and calm, and then when it becomes calm, our mind becomes settled, body becomes settled, and then it is sometimes possible, still we can have some doubt regarding the Buddha, Dhamma and our practice, but so long as we have this personal experience of disappearance of our greed, resentment, sleepiness and drowsiness, restlessness and worry, instant peace arises in our mind. When we see this reality, confidence builds up, because the Buddha himself has experienced all these things. With his personal experience, he taught us the Dhamma, and this Dhamma also is so wonderful, personally realizable, and therefore when we look at the Buddha and Dhamma in this way, our doubt fades away. When all these are taken care of and subsided and put behind us, then the mind becomes more subtle, more settled, and then with that very settled, peaceful state of mind, we can notice subtle changes taking place all the time, which means our feeling rises and falls, perception rises and falls, volition or thought rises and falls, attention rises and falls, consciousness rises and falls. All of them rise and fall again and again and again. So eventually we will see this reality of rising and falling, and this is what we call the nature or characteristic of impermanence. Nothing remains fixed. Everything is rising and falling. Once something risen and fallen, disappeared, it will never come back. And we experience all these things. And then our mind becomes more and more subtle, calm and calm, more peaceful. And then our greed, hatred and delusion slowly fade away when we see the reality. We don't feel like verbalizing or conceptualizing anything. Verbalizing stimulates the mind, which is also an impediment. Therefore, we do not verbalize or conceptualize, and simply pay total undivided attention to what we experience. That way you can see yourself more clearly, and that is extremely important. So I said a lot of things in this very short instructions, but when you decompress it, you can see a large amount of information in these compressed statements. So I let you keep practicing and stop talking. और दुख पता है. Okay. Quick. Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamu satang samagamu hotu yava nibbana pattiya dukkha pattaca niddukha Bhayapattaca nibbaya Sokapattaca nisoka Hontu sabbe pipanino Bhavagupadaya aviciettato Ettantere sattakayupapanna Rupi arupi ca asanya sanyino dukkha pamunchantu pusantu nibbuting. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish, may I join always with the wise, until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering, may the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, attain perfect attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, friends, we spend the rest of the time this morning focusing our mind on this little Dhamma talk. Today I want to draw your attention to the fifth factor of enlightenment, number 5. We discussed enlightenment factor of mindfulness, investigation, effort, joy. These are the 4 we explained. Today we want to talk about tranquility. Friends, as I mentioned at the beginning, when our body and mind calm, relaxed and peaceful, hindrances are all subsided, breath, feeling and thoughts have become calm. There is a feeling of metta. In fact, I mentioned many times, our mind, only when the mind is calm and relaxed, a state of metta, feeling of metta arises in our mind. When metta arises, inner tranquility and confidence are established. Now, inner tranquility is not deliberately forced into our mind. It grows naturally like everything else when the background is well prepared and then metta arises in it, and then tranquility arises. Sometimes we hear people say, tranquilizing the breath or body, we breathe and breathe out. We don't do anything to tranquilize. The desire, grief, and delusion have disappeared, and then the mind naturally becomes tranquil. We feel satisfied, safe and secure. We do not feel like moving our body. We don't feel thirsty, hungry, tired, or we don't feel bored and tired. We feel like everything is perfect, even though we have not attained the final goal. Everything appears to us to be perfect and going on very smoothly. So we enjoy profound peace and happiness. That is the state that naturally develops. Buddha has explained this state of mind in the mindfulness of breathing discourse called Anapanasati. In that discourse, Buddha explained this state. And there he said, Passambhayang kaya sankharang assasissameti sikkati Passambhayang kaya sankharang passasissameti sikkati. Meaning, one trains oneself experiencing tranquility. While training oneself experiencing tranquility, one breathes in and breathes out. When all these difficulties fade away, then naturally we experience tranquility, physical kaya sankara. What is the kaya sankara? Passambhayam kaya sankara. I hope you all understand the meaning of kaya sankara. Kaya sankara is inhaling and exhaling. Why it is called sankara? It is called condition. Sankara is called conditioner. And when something is conditioned, it is called sankhata. Sankhata is conditioned and sankhara is conditioner. The breath is called conditioner. What does it condition? It conditions the body. How does it do that? As we breathe in and out, we bring oxygen. The oxygen that we breathe in conditions this body. It is absolutely necessary component of life. Without oxygen, we cannot live. As you know, when somebody is short of oxygen, then artificial oxygen is introduced because it is so vital. So therefore the breath is called body conditioner. Calming this body conditioner means calming the breath. To calm the breath, we must overcome our agitation, excitement, resentment, and all this we have to overcome. in order to calm the breath. As we know, when we are agitated, our breath goes in and out very fast. So, when in meditation, breath becomes very calm and relaxed. Then, passambayang chitta sankarang asasissami iti sikkati, passambayang chitta sankarang pasasissami iti sikkati, said in the Anapanasati Sutta. Chitta sankara means feeling and perception. Sanya, Vedana. These two are called chitta sankara. Conditioning or calming chitta sankara. Feeling and perception. Sanya, Vedana. Vedana, there are three types of Vedana, means feelings. Pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, neutral feeling. And also these three feelings are divided by two, so we have 6 kind of feelings. What are the other 3? What are they? Samisa, Niramisa. Worldly feeling and unworldly feeling, or feeling related to desire, that's called carnal feeling. Feeling related not to desire is called uncarnal feeling, or spiritual feeling is called Niramisa feeling. So, Samisa feeling and Niramisa feeling. Carnal feeling and non-carnal feeling. So, carnal pleasant feeling, carnal unpleasant feeling, carnal neutral feeling. Spiritual pleasant feeling, spiritual painful feeling, spiritual neutral feeling, which is called equanimity. We will discuss it in our last talk on the factor of enlightenment. But for now, we must remember these 6 kind of feelings. And these all are, after all these feelings, soon after feelings, perception arises. So the mind wants to know what we feel. That is our perception. The perception is coming from eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind. Sanya. They are called seeing objects, rupa sanya, sound, feeling, perception of sound, saddha sanya, perception of smell is called gandha sanya, perception of tongue is called rasa sanya, or food, perception of the touch is called pottabha sanya, perception of mental mind objects is called dhamma sanya. And all these can get agitated if there is no tranquility. So as we keep paying total attention to our experiences without using words, concepts and so forth, all these perceptions naturally settle and calm down. So these happen very naturally. We don't do anything deliberately. If we force, they become agitated. Then in the Samyutta Nikaya, Buddha also mentioned that this tranquility has nutriments. Tranquility doesn't exist by itself. It needs nutriments. These nutriments are called kaya passaddhi, chitta passaddhi. Physical tranquility and mental tranquility, and both therefore equally important. Then they have in our Satipatthana discourse, we learn that tranquility is not in us all the time. When it is not in the mind, the meditator must know that the tranquility is not in the mind, or we do not have tranquility. And this factor of enlightenment is absent. So we become aware of it. We become mindful of it using our mindfulness factor of enlightenment. And then when a tranquility factor arises, we become mindful of, aware of it. It doesn't arise by itself. We need to make very gentle, mindful effort to overcome the obstructions to tranquility. As long as agitation, excitement, and so forth are present, tranquility doesn't arise. So we have to make an effort. I mentioned earlier when I was talking about mindfulness factor of effort or enlightenment factor of effort. I mentioned 4 kinds of effort which are mentioned in Mahasatipatthana Sutta elsewhere under effort or Noble Eightfold Path. They are called Padhana. Padhana means effort. So, one effort is to prevent unnourishing, unwholesome mental states. What are the unnourishing, unwholesome mental states? Greed, hatred, delusion, jealousy, fear, anxiety, rivalry, animosity. And these are unwholesome mental states because when they are in the mind is always in trouble, no peace, no tranquility. Therefore, we have to make effort to overcome them, not deliberately forcing mind to bring tranquility into mind. Tranquility will definitely arise when these unnourished and unwholesome mental states we restrain ourselves so that they will not arise. When they don't arise, our tranquility arises. When tranquility is not in the mind and we make effort to overcome hindrances that prevent tranquility from arising, then tranquility arises. So, when tranquility state arises, the mindful meditator knows that tranquility arises. Tranquility, when it arises, he understands this, there is tranquility state. First, one knows that there is no tranquility state of mind, fact of enlightenment, he becomes aware of it. When unarisen tranquility state of mind arises, he becomes aware of it. And then when arisen tranquility state arises, he becomes aware of that. Then, when the arisen tranquility state of mind arises and he knows that it is there, then the meditator maintain it, sustain it, support it. It will, the person will not let it disappear. So, tranquility state of mind is such an important factor for the next step of the factor of enlightenment. As we mentioned earlier, they have these 7 factors have a sequence. That's a sequential order. Mindfulness leads to investigation. That leads to effort, and that leads to joy, and that leads to tranquility. And then when the mind is full of tranquility, calm, peace, that is the stepping stone to concentration, jhana. We will speak more about it later on when we come to factor of samadhi sambojjhanga, the factor of concentration, factor of enlightenment. We will talk about it. Now, this is the factor of tranquility, factor of enlightenment, and this is how we cultivate it, and we maintain, support, sustain that. And then I want to make an announcement. Tomorrow we have our one-day meditation retreat, starting exactly like this time.
No, 8:30. Starting 8:30.
Starting at 8:30.
Eastern time.
8:30, where is the schedule? It is in the computer.
No, I don't have.
8:30 there will be giving precepts. I think you can see the schedule.
No.
Okay.
I don't have a schedule in here. But we can see in the website.
Okay. You can see the detail in our website and try to join it. This is online retreat. And tomorrow I will give a talk at 9:30, like today. And tomorrow talk will be on the next factor of enlightenment, that is the factor of samadhi, concentration factor of enlightenment. And it is very deep subject, but I can give a summary. Concentration is the next factor. This is called right concentration. So tomorrow I will speak about right concentration. What is right concentration? When people meditate, they say they gain concentration, and they don't know whether it is right concentration or wrong concentration. What is the difference between wrong concentration and right concentration? People might think, well, concentration is just concentration. Not so, friends. Like mindfulness, the thought, speech, action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, concentration, all these have wrong side and the right side. We talk about right side. What makes it right? Concentration becomes right only when it is accompanied with mindfulness. In Noble Eightfold Path, the number 7 is mindfulness, number 8 is concentration, samma samadhi. long before Buddha came into existence, people practiced concentration meditation. But they did not attain enlightenment. They did not really perfectly awaken to the reality, the truth. They did not understand the Four Noble Truth, nor did they understand the dependent origination. And therefore, when Buddha discovered the key to the secret, he opened the door to the secret of the door of secret for people to understand, realize the truth, final truth, and liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. So, concentration that we are going to talk tomorrow is right concentration. Right concentration has definitely as mindfulness. It has to be underscored because it is absolutely necessary part of right concentration. And so I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. Then we will have a period of answering questions at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
Tomorrow. Then you can prepare your question as soon as I finish my talk in the morning. In the afternoon you can ask question. So you can ask question from today's talk as well as tomorrow's talk. So there will be, in the past I answered your questions in the morning on Sunday. Tomorrow I answer your question at 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow as a part of this retreat. And you will see Bhante Rahula, Bhante Saddhajiva and me, three of us lead tomorrow's retreat, and I invite all of you to participate in that. Okay? So with this I end this morning session and want to wish once again all those who are in hospitals suffering from this COVID-19 be relieved from their suffering and recover from their sickness and return to normal life. And those who are taking care of the patients, like doctors, nurses, and hospital staffs, may all of them stay healthy to continue their wonderful service. And those who have lost their loved ones during in recent years, many people lost their loved ones and they were grieving, and we want to share merits with them and wish all those living relatives be healthy, peaceful and happy and return to normal life. And those who have passed away, may they attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. And then there are many people who have supported the others with financial support, and may they continue their very wonderful service and live long in good health. And overall, those leaders who have taken initiative to expedite the vaccine, and now more and more people are getting vaccinated, and may they all live long in good health. In fact, 4 of our Bhavana residents went to get vaccine today. They are younger people much younger than me, and even one was only 21-year-old. They all went to get the vaccine today. And soon everybody will be vaccinated and be free from COVID-19. And I want to wish all of them peace, happiness, and live long in very, very good health. Thank you very much for participating in this retreat. I wish more people came, but people might be working, therefore not too many people being able to come. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you,
Sadhu, sadhu,
Thank
sadhu.
you, Bhante. Sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you.
Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai.
Everyone.
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you, Bhante.